Hello and welcome to our Emotionally Healthy Schools podcast series, where we are showcasing and celebrating good practice in some of our Derby City schools. Today I am joined by Lucy, who is the designated senior lead for mental health at the Royal School for the Deaf in Derby. Hello Lucy.
Hello everybody.
So
Hi.
tell us a bit about the Royal School for the Deaf.
Okay, so this school is the Royal School for the Deaf, Derby. It's a specialist school for deaf children, okay, which deaf children attend from the age of 3 up to 19. We have 3 different departments within the school: the primary, the secondary and the post-16. Students, they come to school to learn and also have full curriculum with varying subjects. Also, we are a residential school, so it means that, so it's not just in Derby, it's all over the UK that the students attend. We are a specialist school because we deliver British Sign Language, so it means that it's accessible for deaf students to understand in their first language. So the students are varying in their communication needs. Some have really good skills with British Sign Language. Some obviously rely on spoken language.
Great, thank you. So when you started on this process around the Mental Health Award, what did you initially identify as being the gaps or the areas that you needed to improve around your mental health and wellbeing provision?
Okay, I started, I would say, around September 2019. That's when I started. And I started to look at the school, overview of the school, and look at the gaps that we had. There are things actually that are there that are not, it just scratched the surface, they've not been sorted in depth. So it needed more in-depth work to improve these gaps that we had. And that's what we found. The school therapy team that we have, that needed expanding. More training. With the 3 professionals that we had, we needed more students that know that they are there and can go to them and have a conversation and get the support from that group, from that team. The procedures, the referrals needed to be brought, obviously improved. So the students then, if they were unsure whether or not they needed the support, they knew where to go with the referrals. That area, okay, and the second part, the deaf students that we have here are really good, because it's a rich language that we have here that they can identify by. So there's not enough out there. For example, we've got video and resources that suits deaf children. Videos, normal videos you can watch, they don't have subtitles, they don't have the sign-in. So how can our students access that? So we thought what we'd do is we'd develop a resource. So we've got staff and professionals who can actually sign on these videos so the children can access them. When I was talking about the school therapist team, I asked them if they would create short videos to discuss the well-being, the therapies that they actually do, so our children can access them within their own time. And this we displays on the special learning platform that we do have at our school. So it's those 2 identified areas. So it's just to increase the awareness of mental health. So, and, you know, just to say, if you are down one day, it's okay. You know, so that's the kind of thing that we've promoted around the school. And that's what I identified as the gaps.
Mm. So in terms of these videos then, what were the videos doing? What were they showing exactly to the students?
It's like I said, you've got wellbeing therapy. So 2 pupils who are deaf, 2 people that are deaf, they're qualified therapists and they can sign. I asked them to talk about topics such as worries and how to solve worries and how to eat healthily. And also for body changes in the body as well, especially with the coronavirus, of course, that we've been going through the lockdown. You know, it's been difficult for students to access therapy. So here, of course, when they're here, they regularly meet up. So I thought, set up a project through the lockdown. So this is what I created, this project with the therapists and videos like that we demonstrated. It's the, for example, the welfare therapist view of emotional changes, etc. And this is what they displayed on the video, looking after themselves through lockdown. I mean, it didn't stop through lockdown. We continued to do that until we came back in September. You know, it's post-lockdown life. How do they feel about that? You know, they've not been to school, they've not had their school life, and they come back in and it's very strange. It's very strange for everybody. So this is another video that we created for the students. They could access through this learning platform on the internet called You Teach Me that we have. So it means that teachers would upload videos of themselves explaining things, whatever the school topic is. So it means that the students can watch within their own time their work from school, from the uploads, from the especially from the therapist team as well. And this was displayed on the You Teach Me, which is a national site. So the school normally uses that. So the students can watch it in their own time. The students thought it was absolutely fantastic and felt so comfortable through lockdown as well as post-lockdown. You know, very worried about students being very isolated, being at home. Also, you've got to remember they're at home. You know, they need that interaction with the deaf community they're used to. Remember, obviously, this school, it's just not only students from Derby, it's all over the UK that the students attend from. We have a rich language that is demonstrated within this school, and they can't access it. They can't access the therapist team. That's why I recognised that gap and created, they worked on those videos so the students can watch it in their own time. And it had a massive impact and it was fabulous.
And you mentioned at the beginning that you have a wide age range of young people, children and young people that come to your setting. How did you manage that across the age groups?
Well, yeah, we do have two people. Both of them have got skills in different areas to obviously match the language to the age group. You know, primary, secondary, post 16. So, but those two therapists are qualified therapists who are qualified in that area and absolutely fantastic with the choice of language to explain things on the video. Still suitable for the older students as well. Very clever how they did it. Very clever. The second therapist experienced in the older students, teenagers, 15, 16, I'd say. Oh, wow, really good. And this person knew how to adjust the language to make sure that they understood it. The therapist in primary has a skill to the deaf students with special needs. Okay, so we do have some students actually that do have special needs. Same as other schools, really, the mainstream schools. So the hearing students with special needs are exactly the same as the deaf students with special needs. And this therapist, she's an art therapist. She does some lovely, she did some lovely videos. She did a big painting of, it was almost very soothing, very, very soothing to see. It was really good that she demonstrated that on the video. Do you know, it was really lovely, and I felt so proud to actually have achieved this. You know, I could have, you know, given up and said, well, you know, the students can't access it, so what else are we going to do? But I thought, no, I need a way around this, but that's me. Just find a solution, and I did. I found a solution through those videos, so that's how we actually block that gap.
Brilliant. And you mentioned earlier as well about referrals, and I'm just wondering about when you talk about referrals, how much of that are you talking about referring to the therapists in school, and how much is that referring to therapists or services outside of schools and within Derby, for example?
Yes, well, both really. Referrals inside school and out. We have in-house therapists, both of them. They are actually freelance, but they work in school. They offer therapists with art. But my team within the school, we have different levels, so we know how to recognise if a student doesn't look right. You know, and that we've done that, doesn't feel right, you know, and we've learned that through training, you know, and also like a class teacher, which, you know, when they have that gut feeling that there's something going off, and the line manager asked for, we asked for advice, and we obviously had got a national referral form with the referral team, and they sent that to me so they would know then where to go to. So they gave it to me, I had the referral form, and within my team, which is the welfare team, so it means that we have 3 or 4 staff members who work in areas such as safeguarding, sorry, just clarify that, safeguarding, well-being, attendance and behaviour. So we're all responsible for them. The deputy head, he's designated safeguarding lead, and we get this form, we discuss what we're going to put on the form, and then we agree, and I'm the one who oversees it, and obviously collates all the information and discusses it with the 2 therapists, discuss it with them, and either of them, but it depends on the skills, the communication that they have to match the student. Then pair the student up with either one of those therapists, so that could go on for 6 weeks, 12 weeks, and then we see what the action is, the outcome. So, but sometimes the students just go for a chat with them, and afterwards they feel better, which is absolutely great. But some students go and they feel that it's not right. So obviously then at that stage, then it goes on to a more eye-level intervention. So then you said before, it's Derby does have outside agencies, that's fine. We do have Derby CAMS. Yeah, we don't have that, but we have specialist deaf CAMS, okay. We are lucky, we have a partnership with this team who's an outside agency. If they've got concerns, they would tell me, and they would say, obviously, the needs of this student, and this is a separate referral to the Derby CAMS team. So I then give the referral to them, and they look into it, and then they take it further with this particular student, if needed.
Sounds like really good partnership working. I'm curious to ask a bit more about the when you mentioned about the training and the sort of frontline teaching staff picking up concerns. What kind of training have they had, and how well does that? How confident are they in picking up children who need help?
Yes, we do regular national training, safeguarding, for example, in different areas. Yeah, they kind of get on board, but it's an absolute fantastic team that we have here. They recognise if there are students struggling because we care. It's almost like a family atmosphere within this school. Because we are such a small school anyway, it's like a second family, because we as members of staff do care about our students. And the ed teacher as well, wants us to, obviously, sorry, just go back there. The ed teacher, I've had a discussion with the ed teacher, and obviously we need, and I've said, we need more in-depth awareness, mental health awareness for all the members of staff. So we started that actually last year, and that's through the award process. It's almost like half-day training, mental health awareness, and that's what we've done with a group of the members of staff. The second one should have been back in October of this year, but unfortunately because of COVID-19, we've had to postpone it till April of next year. And also we go into, so there's 3 different areas. So we've got first aider, mental health, first aid, we've done that, including me, I went through that, so I've done the 3 courses. But we've had training year on year anyway, but we've only scratched the surface of mental health, well-being, how do you look after yourself, and various organisations coming in and obviously presenting to our members of staff how to actually work with the students. We've had that. But within the 2 years that I've concentrated on the mental health, it's been more and more. But the award actually has made us think more. More importantly, we need more training. We needed to focus more on the mental health side. So it has helped in that way.
So tell me a bit about the outcomes of this. How has the work that's been put in over the last year or so, how has it impacted in the school? What have you noticed? What have you felt are the impacts?
Well, I'm trying to think, looking out from the school, trying to think what we've done. Well, actually, I've noticed that members of staff have become more confident. Their knowledge has increased of how to support students with mental health issues. The students themselves feel that they can talk about it. I mean, we do anyway. We've always done that, but more so now, which is an absolute wow. This is what I've noticed. As well, before the COVID-19, I mean, just sorry to say, but actually it's true. We started with the mental health, and encouraging it and bringing and setting that out within the school. More so because with the COVID-19, we became a very, very close supporting each other. We've make sure everybody is okay, make sure support for staff, for students has been phenomenal with this going on. And we've also found out through lockdown, all of us were in shock, of course, but the teachers were wondering what to do. So they've decided to chat up a chat group just to keep in contact with each other and look after each other, which was so lovely. The secondary team, the post-16, and other areas as well. But there's been 30, 40 of us which are actually texting each other on WhatsApp, which is such a simple thing to set up, throughout lockdown, just checking up on each other. How are you? Fine. Lovely photographs, lovely things like that, just putting on the WhatsApp. So, it's so different to what it was before. And then when we all came back in school in September, we've become more of a close-knit community now, more so than we were before. This had a massive impact on the outcome of that. The students also felt the same. So, yeah.
And from you on a personal level as well, how did you find the process of the Mental Health Award, and what do you think has been the most important thing that's come out of it?
Oh God, gosh, I'm so pleased. I'm over the moon. Gosh, it's just because I think that because I'm deaf, I think, it means a lot to me, a lot to the deaf children. I can see through deaf children's eyes, and I understand. I have that empathy. When the end teacher initially asked me and said, can you be the lead on the school mental health award? And I thought, okay, yeah. And then I kind of looked into it and I thought, wow, what a massive project. It's a massive learning curve. It will be. Yeah, but some good, some bad, but that's normal, isn't it? That's the natural way it goes. I never gave up. It's just me. It's just the way I am. I kept going and going, and it's been fantastic. I work with a fantastic team that support me to keep going with this. And the final bit, when I completed all the documents, etc., that I needed to, very nervous, I sent it off to my, person within the Mental Health Award, and we had a face-to-face chat through Zoom, and I was very nervous, and we had this chat, and the results came back. Gosh, I was shocked. Gold? Wow. I was gobsmacked, let's say. The person who's in the award said, I think you're being a little bit hard on yourself wanting to achieve the bronze. And I thought, really? And she asked me to think again. I said, okay, fair enough. I thought, can we achieve silver? Can we achieve gold? We had a chat, and yes, we could. We achieved gold. We are very good. We have good outreach connections from this school out there. We already have been doing this. So that's the information that I put that was needed. Just a few little tweaks, etc. Sent it over, and they obviously replied with say, yes, you've been awarded the gold. I think it was about last week or something. I sat down and I received this news. I was in the art room at the time and I was teaching. I thought, goodness me, I've done it. Yes. And I sort of let out a little scream. But everybody came round and I said, oh, they were saying, oh, you're okay. We've done it. Yeah. So, yeah, really pleased. But it's a lot for me because I'm a deaf person. Because deaf people, from research, statistics, for deaf people, mental health is not good. It's not good, yeah. A high percentage, for whatever reason, suffer mental health. Maybe it's their schooling, upbringing, conversation, communication. It's to be deaf aware. That's important. It's not people's fault. It's just obviously just that awareness needs to get out there, and just to make information accessible for us. That's all we need. Once it's accessible, we'll be fine. Similar when you're at home, the conversation, whatever conversation it is, if that's set up, the child in the home will be lovely, will thrive. It's all of those things that it's the communication. But I'm so happy that this school, as a very large mental health capability, as in achievement, that we've achieved this award. So for me, my school being a mental health ambassador, which actually happened this morning. So I said obviously to people, oh, we've got this mental health award, and people were saying, oh, what next? It was just the bronze. And I said, actually, no, it's the gold that we've achieved. And everybody's let out a cheer. I mean, there's 5 of us within our team, and it was lovely. They were so pleased. They've done a lot of work with me, you know, and we've worked together on this. Yeah, just to show them the certificate, what we've all achieved. You know, I just want to know when the plaque's going to arrive, you know, and I kept saying, when's the plaque going to arrive? And people are saying, oh, no, you know, you've got to be patient. I just want that plaque to be demonstrated in this school. So, yes, I'm so pleased, so very pleased.
Well, it's been incredibly well deserved. So I'm so pleased as well that you've got that, and that all the great work that you've been doing in school can be shared with other schools, not just in Derby, but wider as well. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much for coming and talking to me. Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we close?
Oh, I just want to say, to those senior leaders whose responsibility is for school for the mental health part, you know, don't think, oh gosh, there's so much work. Just don't think, it is true, there is, but actually, do you know, it's worth it. It will be worth it. It's worth it for your school to achieve this award. I've learned so much on this massive journey, you know, going through this award, you know, the networking, everything. Now I'm more confident. You know, I do know that my school is really good, and we will keep supporting the staff, the students, you know, and also the wider community around this school, and that's all because of this award. So do never give up. Don't give up. Ask your team to help you. Get them to support you.
Thank you so much, Lucy, for being on this podcast with me, and thank you to everyone for watching and listening.